Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Ottawa Senators franchise mode. So in last episode, we had the draft and we had the re-sign stage. We did let go a couple players like Cody Ceci and our goaltenders, and then also I think a couple other players. But we almost have a full roster, but I was looking to upgrade certain positions and obviously pick up a starting goaltender because we don't have one at the moment. So at free agency, we are going to make a pretty big signing if we could get him. At least I'm hoping so. And that is Thatcher Demko, because he is currently a free agent at 26 years of age. I'm going to try and sign him to a 2-year deal just until we get Fowler ready, because Fowler is our young goaltender prospect at the moment. So we are going to try and get him on a 2-year deal, and we're going to give him a lot of money for 2 years, but we want to make sure we have at least enough cap space for next year, because next year we have to resign not Prohork and Plekhanov. So we are going to let's put it at 2 years at $10 million. I know it's a lot of money, but if we need to, we could release people in free agency next year like Brendan Gallagher and whatnot. So 2 years at $10 million for Thatcher Demko, because Thatcher Demko could definitely help us out. I don't know actually how he has simulated in the last few seasons, and holy crap, okay, his last season was really good. So hopefully we could get him, because he could definitely help out this team into winning a Stanley Cup, I think. He's probably won a cup already with Vancouver, I'd assume. So that is our only free agent signing I think we are going to make probably 2 trades if they go through. Just to kind of upgrade our third line center position, because Colton Sissons isn't really capable of being a third line center in my opinion. And we are also going to upgrade our third line right wing spot and get rid of Aston Reese. Even though we did just re-sign these guys, we are going to trade them away. So Colton Sissons, the first guy I wanted to flip out, he doesn't have that much trade value. We are going to also throw in a 3rd round pick for this year, which is kind of a scary thing to do because we could be a bad team this year, but the team that we're trading him to wants the 3rd, so we're going to trade him to the Philadelphia Flyers. And the player I'm going to be trying to get back here is German Rubstov, because he is definitely not getting a lot of ice time there unless he's playing on the wing, because as you can see, the Flyers have like a really deep center core. So Rubstov, he's only 24 as well. He's not making a whole lot, and I think that should go through, hopefully, because they want both things. So Sissons in a 3rd for Rubstov, and it is accepted. Nice. So we have upgraded our third line center spot, and it doesn't really matter that Aston Reese doesn't like that we traded away Sissons, because he's next to go as well. Even though he did, I think, have a pretty solid season last year. Can't remember. Yeah, he had 32 points on the 4th line. He was a +10. But this time we're going to get rid of him, and we're going to try and upgrade that 3rd line right wing spot, because on the 4th line this year, Kaliev is going to be playing there. And then once Kaliev is ready, then we get rid of Hinostroza, who I'm going to be trying to trade for. I didn't even actually mention that I was going to trade for him yet, but yeah, Hinostroza is the guy I want to get from Arizona, because he's an 82, it looks like, and he's actually on the trading block too. So Aston Reese, let's see if we could throw in... We wanted to throw in Nurmi as well, because Nurmi is a younger prospect for them, and he's not going to be really getting much ice time with us ever. So we're going to throw in Nurmi to this deal. And then we're also going to be throwing in another draft pick, and that is going to be our 4th round pick. So the trade values do look pretty even, and they want what we want, or they want what we're giving them, and we want what they're giving us. So hopefully this goes through. If it doesn't, we might have to add like a 7th to this deal. But let's see if this goes through, and it's rejected. It isn't acceptable. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we'll have to give in... I don't want to give up too much here. Actually, I could give up a 3rd for next year, because I think we're going to be even a better team next year. So let's give up, Aston Reese, Nurmi, and our 3rd for next year. Not for this year, because that's back-to-back 3rd round picks that we're giving up pretty much with our trades. But that should go through because it looks like it's heavily favoring them in a sense. So let's see if that goes through, and that is accepted as well. So yeah, we did trade away some prospects and some other guys and some picks and whatnot, but we are looking like a deeper team, I think, for this upcoming season, and that's what I want. Now, the last thing is, do we get Thatcher Demko? Because he would be the piece that brings this team all together, I think. So let's start this into next season and see if we could get him. Please, Demko, please. Oh, rejected. He wants to win soon. Let's stop this simulation. Hopefully he is still available. I don't know why he wants to win now at 26. It's kind of weird. Yeah, he's still available. So let's give him... Let's do a 1-year deal at this time, actually. Yeah, let's just do 1 year at $10.5 million. Just because I want to make sure we have enough cap space to get, obviously, Plekanov back because he's young. Let's actually do 10.75 for 1 year only. Like, John Gibson wouldn't be that bad either, but, yeah, Demko's a lot younger. So, let's just do a 1 year deal for Demko. Maybe we'll bring him back in next season. I don't know. So, let's advance a couple days. See if we get Demko. Please, Demko. We need you badly. And he has accepted. There you go. So, now our team should be out of the rebuild stage. Yeah, they're now considered hopeful. Let's zoom to next season and see what our lines look like for the preseason. Okay guys, so here's what our lines look like for the preseason. So I did send down a couple guys that are actually on the NHL club down to the AHL just for the preseason. But here is some of our youngsters that we got in the lineup. So Artem Loktionov, he's a 76. I think he's probably not going to be NHL ready this year. Hopefully not, because I don't want to have to trade away another center so he could play. Hopefully he just stays down there in the AHL for 1 year and tears it up. We also have Pushkarev, who's jumping into the NHL for this preseason. Kaliev, he's going to actually be a roster player this year. Also Prohorkin and Boudreaux, who we drafted in last year's draft. One was a 3rd round pick and the other one was our 1st rounder. And then Peyton Osgood, who's taking his time to grow, is also jumping in. In terms of defensemen, McCutcheon's also jumped into the lineup. I'm hoping that he's actually an NHL-ready defenseman this year, so he can play on our top 6. So yeah, that's what our lines look like for the preseason. Hopefully these guys are pretty good. Let's just go best lines in the minors for now. And done. So let's quickly save since we've already done a lot of stuff with trades and whatnot. We're just going to go to the end of the preseason and see how good our youngsters are, and then we're going to make our necessary roster moves for the upcoming season. I think our lineup is going to be pretty solid. I feel like we're going to have like no player lower than an 80 almost. If the youngsters on defense grow like Vishnevsky and Rask and McCutcheon and all that sort of stuff. Like, I'm expecting Cal Foot to take Cody Cece's spot on the top pairing with Chabot. So hopefully he grows to like an 83 or something. So far we are 2-1 in the preseason. Our only loss coming against the Toronto Maple Leafs, 7-5. We lose to the Bruins, so now we're 2-2. Not that this really matters. It's just about getting those youngsters, getting them some like ice time and getting used to the NHL, because some of them haven't even played in the NHL yet. Okay, in our last preseason game up against Detroit, we are currently 3-3, and we finished the preseason with a record of 3-4. Okay, so let's see. What is our lines look like? Tkachuk had 12 points in 7 games this preseason. That's really good. So Osgood is still looking like a 72, so he's definitely not ready yet. Yeah, none of these guys are really that confirmed, but looks like Prohorkin, who we drafted last year, might be actually NHL ready. He's a 76, it says, in 4th line forward. Hopefully he's not a 4th line forward. I'm going to send him down to the AHL for now, but he is a medium top 6 potential player, so he's not an elite player, but still pretty decent, considering that high overall, if it is accurate. Boudreaux's a top 9 forward. I was hoping for better from him. That sucks. Defensively, McCutcheon still doesn't have anything listed as a 77, but it looks like he's a minor top 2 still. And in our goalies, everything's good with that. So I'm going to adjust the lines, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, so here is our lineup for this upcoming season. So we got Chuck, White, Plekhanov, Gallagher, Brown, and Teravainen, and Johnson, I think it's pronounced, or just Johnson, I don't know, and Rubstov with Hinostroza, and we got Kaliev, Batherson, and Ellie. It's not looking like Rubstov was actually that much of an upgrade, which kind of sucks, but he is younger, so at least that's a plus, I guess. Defensively, hopefully these guys are still going to get growth at the start of the season. They should jump up, because they did play one full season, most of them. And in Demko, I'm feeling he's still probably actually 90, not an 87. At least that's what I'm hoping. And in Gustafsson, hopefully he's not actually 77, and hopefully he's a good enough backup for Demko. In the minors, we got pretty deep in the centers. Smirnov, Prohorkin, and Loktionov, Chalapik as well. Like, we have a pretty good plethora of forward prospects in the minors, especially, and then not really much at goaltending. Hopefully Fowler grows and be like an NHL caliber goalie by 23 or something. So now that that's done, let's start up the season simulation. Well, we'll actually check the lines again at the start of the season, just because I want to make sure that these guys are actually all in their proper spots, and then we'll probably sim maybe about 2 months or so. We won't go super far. Just because I want to kind of get a feel for how the guys are playing first before we make any big jumps in the season and whatnot, because I wanted this team to do good this year. I feel like we can be if a lot of these guys get good enough growth. So let's see, so we're up here at the start of the season. Let's just take a look at the lines again, see if there's any big overall changes. No, it hasn't changed yet even. It'll probably change after a few games in the season, I'd assume. Yeah, because it doesn't look like it's changed at all. So I guess we'll go 10 games in the season, and then we'll be able to tell if anybody has grown or not. So let's go to the end of this month, and then we'll check the lines again. Because I think Plekhanov is probably actually an 87 or an 88, because this is his third season now, and he should be, because he was a top pick. So game against Montreal, and we win 3-2. That's nice to see. Good way to start off the season. And we beat Carolina 5-1. I'm liking the start of this. It looks like we're a pretty good offensively based team and defensively at the moment, as we beat the Ducks 3-1. Game against St. Louis, and we win 6-5. This is looking pretty good. Game against the LA Kings is another win. We're 5-0 to start the season. Just what I wanted to see, because I want this team to be solid throughout. Hopefully we don't have a really strong first half and then we just fluster out at the end. And we lose to Ducks 3-1 there, and then we beat Calgary 4-0. So we only have one loss so far in our first 7 games. Can we beat Arizona? No, we cannot. We lose to them in overtime, but we beat Vegas. Yeah, this team I think should be pretty good this season if they continue this. Because this first month is definitely showing how good Demko is. So we are 9-1-1 at the end of October, so that is what I want to see. Probably one of the best starts in Sens history, I would assume. I can't remember even if there's been any seasons better than this. Okay, so let's take a look at our lines to see if there's been any line overall changes. I'm not sure what McCutcheon would be in overall. I'm hoping he's at least an 80. So Jermaine Rubstov's actually a 76, so that was maybe a really bad trade to make. So I guess we'll put Rubstov down and put Batherson up. Hinostroza was actually an 80, so we didn't really make that much of an upgrade, but it was okay. Kaliev is actually an 80 as well, so we could technically play... Well, actually, yeah, Hinostroza is still a third-line scoring forward. That's kind of annoying. Well, at least he's got 1 year left. Ellie's an 81. Hopefully a lot of these guys are okay with their ice time. Plekhanov is an 86. And he's off to a pretty good start. 8 points in 11 games. Tkachuk's up to an 89. Colin White's an 83. Huh. That's weird. Don't know why he dropped. Defensively, Calfoot's up to an 83. That's what I was hoping for. So he's just as good as CC was last year almost. Rask and Vishnevsky both 80s, and then McCutcheon and Cernak both 79s. So our team is looking pretty good. Goaltending wise, Demko is actually an 89, and he's off to a fantastic start. And Gustafsson is good enough to be a backup. Nice, I'm liking that. And then scratch guys, nothing really. AHL, Loktionov is actually a 78. Shit. Yeah, I might not go much farther. I might have to call him up and send Rubstov down. But then Rubstov will go through waivers, I think. Or actually, I could use Rubstov as depth, I think. Yeah, one sec, guys. I'm just going to make a quick line change. Okay, guys, so Loktionov is now in our NHL team, but the only problem is that Rubstov is actually a fourth liner at 76 overall, so I'm hoping he doesn't complain about ice time. He was off to a really good start, actually. 9 points in 11 games. Huh. Maybe he was on the power play or something, but let's check the power play lines. And I don't think he was even playing on the power play. Huh. That's weird. But yeah, hopefully he doesn't complain about his ice time. I know we literally just traded an upgrade for him, but I wasn't expecting Loktionov to be ready. So at least we have a pretty good injury replacement. So let's save this again. And then we're going to go one more month, I think, and then that'll be pretty much it for this episode, just because I don't want to go too far, like I said, and I just want to make sure this team is as good as it looks. Hopefully Loktionov could play pretty good in the games that he's played, because he was probably off to a pretty good start, I would assume, in the minors. So let's go up to December the 1st. Hopefully we can continue our winning ways, and we started off with a win. We're getting offered Chad Johnson in a 5th for Hinostroza. No thank you. I don't really need to upgrade my backup at the moment, because I would rather be playing Gustafsson, so... But yeah, looks like we're off to still a pretty good start here in November, as we have back-to-back shutouts and 4 more wins in a row. Damn, this team is looking good in the AHL, simulating well as well. Game against Boston. Can we beat Boston? Yes, we could beat Boston as well. So we've won 5 in a row to start November. Damn, this is an insane start. It's like my season that I had with Carolina in NHL 18, where we literally had a 60-win season or something. Thatcher Demko might be the best signing ever. Hopefully he is a good playoff goaltender as well. I didn't even check his playoff numbers from last year. I checked his regular season numbers, but hopefully those were good during the playoffs too. Calvin Hobson's been injured in the AHL. We'll go replace player for now. That's one of our young defensive prospects, I think, that we drafted last year. So we are 18-2-1. Can we win again? Yes, we can. Holy crap. Yeah, this team is looking really good. I would sim this entire season in this episode, but I don't want an episode being an hour long. Game against Boston, and we lose to them, but then we beat Tampa Bay. And we got one more game before December the 1st against the Calgary Flames. Can we beat them? Let's just go... What do we want to do? I guess we'll just put in Hobson. I don't even know who was in line above Gagne, because Gagne is a forward. Hobson's actually not that bad. 71. Medium top 60 at 21 years of age. Hopefully he grows to being an actual top 6 defenseman. And we win against Calgary. So at December the 1st, we are 21-3-1. That's a pretty insane record. So we're going to take also a look at the player stats and where we are in the standings and all that stuff quickly as well. And you guys can let me know what you think for next episode. Do you think we even need to make any trades if this team continues to simulate like this? Maybe we just go all the way to the playoffs for next episode, almost like we sim the rest of the season. Well, we would probably do that anyways, but let's take a look at the player stats, see who's leading us. So currently Teuvo Teravainen, who still got this one last year on his contract with us, he's got 22 points in 25 games. Colin White's got 19 points, same with the Chuck. Plekhanov's got 18 points, Gallagher 17, same with Johnson and Brown. So our third line and our second line is also playing pretty good. As you can see, Hinostroza's also got 16 points. Cal Foot 15, Chabot 15, Batherson 13 on that fourth line. Kaliev's got 12 points. Literally everybody's producing on this team. Rubstov, 9 points in 11 games was pretty insane. He's actually at 77 and the minor checking for it, so he should be okay being a depth guy. McCutcheon's got 8 points so far, but he's a plus 15. Liking that. Loctiano, 7 points in 14 games, plus 4. Yeah, everybody on this team has points except for the depth guys. The worst point producer is Cernak, but he's a plus 18 so far this season. So our depth is definitely showing. Goaltending wise, Demko is 18-3-1 with 3 shutouts already, a 1.81 goals against average and a 942 save percentage, while Gustafson's off to a 4-1 start with a 900 save percentage and a 3.24 goals against average, and Demko's got also 1 assist. Let's take a look at the entire league for points and stuff like that currently. Just want to see how we stack up. I'd assume there's still probably somebody like McDavid getting a lot of points. Yep. McDavid, 36 points in 27 games. Tarasenko and Lafreniere, oh yeah, they're playing together. Because Lafreniere was drafted by St. Louis because we took Pekanov first overall. Damn. The two of those guys are tearing it up. And then Paul Arvy's also up there. Sagan, who's with the Canucks. Okay. That's where he signed. Okay, so now let's just quickly take a look at the standings, just see what our power play is doing and what our penalty kill is doing, how we're doing in goals for, all that stuff. Even though it is kind of early on still. So we are averaging 3.6 goals per game, which is the second best in the league behind the Philadelphia Flyers. Our goals against per game is the best in the NHL with a 2.04 goals against per game. Power play percentage is... looks like top 10 at least, maybe, at 23.8%, which is pretty damn good. And our penalty kill is looking really bad, actually. 71 point... wait, was it ours? No, maybe it was Buffalo's. Okay, maybe it was Buffalo's. Where are... maybe ours was actually good. Yeah, ours is the best in the league. Holy crap, 92.1%. Damn, we are just a really dominant defensive team, it seems like. And our offense is really good, too. Shit. And we only had 1 shorthanded goal so far this season. We're 11-1 on home ice, and we're 10-2-1 on the road. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of our Sens franchise mode. So let me know what you guys think down below. Like, do we just not make any more trades for the rest of the season if we play good? Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.